Let's get into the upcoming season. The Amazing Spider season started September 3rd, 2024, about 6 hours ago. Close to 4 hours.
It's not the greatest title, but you don't have anywhere to go but down after Spider-Versus.
Our premier card comes with the season pass, Symbiote Spider-Man, 4 cost, 6 power.
It's pronounced Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, 4 cost, 6 power. Activate. Merge your lowest cost card here with this. Copy its text like it just revealed. All right, let's talk activate. Activate is not an on reveal. What it is it is a ability where when you lay the card out there, at any point after you lay the card out, you can hold your finger on the card and it will activate the ability of the card. And we just did a battle where Evan Bevins was able to use the Symbiote Spider-Man. Tell them the results were. How did it feel? Give us your first thoughts.
I kind of thought I wasn't sure what it would do. I guess I was thinking it would be kind of like Hulkbuster, where it just adds to that, but the card actually becomes Symbiote Spider-Man, but it keeps the abilities. I tried it on Colossus that I'd played on the negative zone, and part of Colossus's ongoing ability is that his cost can't be reduced. So I played that, and I was curious. When it added 6, the card became Symbiote Spider-Man, but it copied Colossus's text, and I still had 9 points on the negative zone.
All right.
I still don't think I beat you, though. At least not that game, anyway. Maybe at that location.
I have a question about what they're doing here with this. So, what is Symbiote Spider-Man an actual character in the comics? Or is it just Spider-Man with the suit?
There was this kid named Peter Parker. He went to a science experiment and got bitten by a radioactive spider. A lot of the time he had a red and blue costume, but then there was this story called Secret Wars. As far as I know, it's the same one. They have done a couple of series that I haven't read, which is terrible because Peter David wrote them, but these flashback Marvel series where somebody at Marvel was like, hey, I assume it went like this. Hey, some of our new stuff is rubbing fans the wrong way. They wish the old stuff was back. Why don't we put out a bunch of limited series set during these fan favorite runs and give them more stories from the creators they liked back then? They've done a couple of these Symbiote Spider-Man ones with Peter David. I assume this is the Spider-Man we know and love. It looks a little odd on the art, but I'm holding out for that In-Hyuk Lee variant at the end of the season pass. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is, I've been saying for a while that they sometimes go a little too far on the variants and actually make a whole nother character just a variant. And now they're actually making 2 variants their own cards this season. We'll talk about another one later, but we've got a black costume Spider-Man variant that you used in our battles. As far as I know, this is the same one. They could have just called it a symbiote if they wanted it to be just a symbiote that attaches to people. So I'm assuming that's what it is, but it basically functions like a symbiote. Like I said, it's kind of like a Hulkbuster that you can use on cue is what it reminds me of.
Right.
It looks pretty cool so far. I can see using it with Gilgamesh, or it's hard to get it out there early enough to do anything with Deadpool, although since it's the lowest cost card, you could already have destroyed Deadpool a few times and put it on him.
True.
I'm sure we'll see this guy in some destroy decks. You get him out there a little earlier with Zabu, but since it's based on cost and not power, you don't really need to get him out there much earlier. It'll be neat to see what they do with it. My first thought was play him on Nightcrawler or Jeff, someone you can move around. Or if it's somebody where you play him on someone and copy them. If you play it on a card, like you play it on the cloning vats or something like that, and then it copies the card at the new power, but I don't think that would work because you have to activate it, and that's usually on the last card played. Although if you keep cloning Symbiote Spider-Man...
That's what's going through my head. I was like, keep cloning him, activate, clone, activate, clone, activate. I mean, what do you want to do at that point? You get a massive card out there. He would get pretty big.
Or you could just add him to multiple cards. I don't know. Of course, then somebody would just bring in Shang-Chi and on your day.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Silver Sable, 1 cost, 1 power. On reveal, steal 2 power from the top card of your opponent's deck. She is going to be a little 1 cost wonder, in my opinion. She's going to be able to grab some power. I say you get Wong out there, Mystique, or Odin. She has the potential to continually knock some power down off of some people's cards.
And if you clone her, she keeps adding to that power. I totally missed that she steals the power.
She's stealing that power from it, so I assume you could have that card in the negatives, I would assume. So yeah, I dig it. I think she'll be fun to have in there. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I had on here, we copied the document from last time. Marvel Boy was the first card out, and I said added to my Thanos deck. I just left it here because I had one key left, and I tried it, and I got Silver Sable.
Wow.
Hey, maybe I got 2 on the first try this past season, but the others took like 2 or 3. But yeah, I got her and put her in. I don't have any 1-cost cards in my Thanos deck because he brings his own, but I was like, we'll give it a try. I've got a few ideas. I'm thinking about doing a deck that focuses on stealing power from your opponent's cards, which would work well with Ajax. I don't know if I can bring myself to spend resources on Ajax because it reminds me of the Deadpool movie and the blah, blah, blah. Anyway, actually, what he reminds me of even more than the Deadpool movie, look at that card and tell me it doesn't look like an alternate costume for Barry from the Tick. Look at that shield.
All right. I'm very much reminded of an Image character when I see Ajax for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, it's not like it points directly to one, but I'm just like, that dude, looks like he belongs in Image for some reason. He's a member of Brigade.
I think of the Tick versus the Tick every time. Which makes me think of the evil Midnight Bomber, what bombs at midnight, who is just magical. But yeah, here's another aside. My first internet-capable computer, I found out you could customize the sounds when it did certain things. When I powered it on, it played George's answering machine from Seinfeld.
All right,
Believe it or not, George isn't an... And then when I shut it down, it was a rant from the evil Midnight Bomber, what bombs at midnight.
That's funny.
So I've never had a computer be that wonderful since. I mean, they can do more stuff, but bring a smile to my face like that one.
Mine was so I didn't have a computer. This was at college. My buddy Beaver had a computer, but we were both big fans of Back to the Future.
You went to college with Justin Bieber?
Not Justin Bieber.
Oh.
My buddy Brad Beaver. So we started messing around, and sure enough, it was when we powered the computer on, it was when this baby hits 88 miles per hour. Anything else on Silver Sable?
No, that's it. I'm gonna try out nice mid-level Marvel character who's been around a while, so it's nice they can still pull some of those out that aren't super niche.
Madam Web, 2 cost, 1 power, ongoing. You can move one of your other cards away from here each turn. Yeah, I'm digging this.
Do you get to pick the one that you move? It sounds like you do, because it says you can move instead of move.
Think about that. Because if you just left Multiple Man there and Madam Web there, Multiple Man is going to every single spot, and he stays in that spot. So he will.
Yeah, that eventually clogs things up, although that would be good for your Cerebro deck.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right. It would clog things up pretty quickly, but if you could somehow power up Multiple Man, Nakia or something like that, and then get him down there, it'd be nice to have her just feeding them out.
Now imagine, I'm going to have to try this one out if I get Madam Web. Madam Web, Phoenix Force, and then Torch or Dagger or Vulture. Those are the ones that I like to bring back with Phoenix. So you can move them, and then Hercules throws them back.
I feel like
you could potentially move a card 3 times in one turn.
Well, I'm excited.
But yeah, I'll try that one out for sure.
I like it. So Aranya, 1 cost, 1 power. Activate, give the next card you play +2 power and move it to the right. We are moving and grooving here, folks. I've just put C above, which was Human Torch.
Yeah.
I see where you put C above, too.
Yeah. And make sure that to the right of her is Hercules or Madam Web.
I like the +2 because you can definitely get her out and get Human Torch out there. He's already got a bit of a bonus. Moving him around. Yeah, he could get big quick. Get him out there early. Pat Kyera. My gosh. You do not want him getting killed. All right, Scarlet Spider.
I like that they're doing a lot with move. It does fit with what they've done with the Spider characters before. Hey, player activator and drop Spider-Man 2099 on there.
Yes.
I like, because I was reading somewhere that they were saying move wasn't doing as well, and the only way to be competitive with a move deck consistently is to use Phoenix in it, and that's what I found. I had a move deck that I called Portals after the greatest scene in movie history. I used that, and then eventually I was just like, no, I need to have Phoenix in there to boost them up even more. So that's my go-to move deck now. What you run into there is you're like, how many cards can I get in here to move stuff, and how many cards can I get in here that benefit from being moved? So this is giving you more options and more things to try.
Yeah, for sure. Next up is Scarlet Spider. This is the other one we were talking about, that a variant has now become a card. 4 cost, 5 power, activate, add an exact clone of this to another location. And essentially, it's a 4 cost, 10 power card. You're going to split 5 up in one lane and another lane. Try and boost it up as best as you can. You know, you got a situation where you may have a Sanctum Sanctorum on the board and you need somebody to get in there.
Yeah.
Take a shot with Scarlet Spider and see if you can knock something in there.
Play Aranya, play Scarlet Spider, play Symbiote Spider-Man at the location to the right, activate Aranya, activate Symbiote Spider-Man, activate Scarlet Spider.
Wow.
I wonder 2 13 cost cards.
What would happen at that point? You would have Aranya knock it over, give it +2.
It'll be a 4/7. Then you activate Symbiote Spider-Man, be a 4/13, activate Scarlet Spider. You got 2 4/13s.
That's going to actually probably win some lanes. I think the more cards you have that's got a turn, I think you're going to have a tough time sometimes getting those cards in your hand. However, when it does happen, it'll be nice.
You can pack Nico and Hulkbuster, maybe even Shuri and Zabu. That's a lot of 4 costs there.
Right.
Should be writing this down.
We'll come. Listen to the podcast after it happens. That's sometimes what I have to do. Oh, I just saw your Sanctum Sanctorum note there. I totally stole it. My bad.
No, that's okay.
Anything else you can think of as you type this out?
Yeah, I'm typing this down so I remember this.
Remember the combo.
This idea.
We'll go ahead and move into locations. Locations. First up is the Brooklyn Bridge. You can't play cards here 2 turns in a row. My strategy was you Legion that thing on turn 5. If they possibly lay out on all 3 lanes, which I don't know, especially if they're playing all these 1 cost deals that you've been seeing lately, they would not be able to put anything out there on turn 6. And you got a Doc Doom in your hand. You can get a 5 power card into that lane pretty quickly. But I think Jeff would work. I think this will be interesting. I like this location. We're stepping up here from last season. We've got a location that's going to affect gameplay quite a bit. So Legion's going to be in the deck. What are you thinking?
Well, first I'm thinking keep Gwen Stacy away from there.
Is Ghost Spider Gwen Stacy? She's Spider-Gwen? Oh.
As long as you're making a deck for that week, you probably want to throw Jessica Jones in there.
Good point. Very good.
And, maybe in case you really need to get in there, or in case you're worried you're going to run into Jesse Starcher when that's the featured location, pack Jeff and War Machine.
Yes.
That could be pretty interesting.
Next up is otto'slab. The next card you play here pulls a card to the enemy side from their hands. And Doc Ock got nerfed to where he only pulls the lowest cost card out of the player's hand and puts it on the enemy side. And it's just 1 card. It's the lowest cost card. Ouch. What a nerf. But now we've got a location, which I assume the next card you play, it's just going to do it that 1 time.
Yeah, but it says a card. It's a random card.
Any card out of that person's hand, which will be nice.
So it's not as powerful as the original Doc Ock, but it's more of a wild card than what he has now.
Make sure you're packing cards that don't have much of a drawback. Things that aren't completely hinged upon something else, and you can play at any point. That was my strategy. Anything else to add to that?
That one will definitely mess up some plans.
All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is our discussion on the amazing Spider season. It's already out there right now here in September of 2024. If you have a chance to play any of those cards, let us know. What's the Twitter? Tell them what that is.
At Snap Material.
There it is.
And you can also go on there and let us know if you'd like to join the Snap Material Alliance. Very casual alliance. But yeah, let us know so we know it's not just a random person. Not that random people aren't welcome, but we'd like to keep it with the folks we know and related to the show. Yeah, at Snap Material.
For sure. Thanks a lot for joining us. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for the next installment of Snap Material.